So then, how would you go about removing fear, and how would you speak to young men of today who have a fear of women, speaking and approaching women in public? Well, what's this stem from?
Stems from, yet again, ego. Another one, your ego system, your social system that people perceive as allowable or not. So here is a very harsh opinion on my behalf, and I don't agree with anybody sharing their shit, but here's mine. If assholes had opinions like mouths, oh wait, they do, you don't share your shit, okay? So if you're sharing nice shit, okay, somebody might want it. You're sharing treasure, fine. One man's trash is another man's treasure. So if you're sharing shit, maybe somebody might like it and somebody might not, but like, it's really yet again about your social statusing, which is your pop star space at the most, which is what this is mainly on, and like your media, your economy system, and how we build through the government, and like how these pop stars have such big messages that they want to get out, but the economy system of the way that people flash around them breaks down their mentality, breaks down their aura, breaks down their energy. And so by the time you reach these little kid stars who have such great messages, they're shut up by the time they're 20, and they're kicked out because they know secrets that Disney doesn't want out. Disney'll, Exodus Sword, sound familiar? Systematically setting up children so that they listen and behave instead of being immortal and seeking more knowledge, because they want to give them knowledge. That's why kids aren't happy with school, because they sit us in systems where they sit us in straight lines, tell us when to speak, eat, sleep, and who to be. And they give us a grade A, a letter of meat, by the way. If you expect, in the words of Albert Einstein, he once said, if you expect a goldfish to climb a tree, it's going to go its whole life believing it's stupid. So if you want something about school systems and why our economy is so broken.
No, I wanted to figure out the fear thing. Like, so it's learned, you know, because you went off on a tangent. So it's learned, but you never sort of explained how would one get rid of it?
Belief.
What's the idea behind, what's it called? Essentially, whatever life that you're living.
I mean, I basically like to call it alphabet A.
Oh, okay. But my question was, whatever life you're living right now, right? Like whatever room you're in, or the things, the cars you drive, the clothes you wear, is essentially just a reflection of your inner mind, right?
Okay, so we have basically a diagram which starts with that system of reflection and of our conscious reality, which if you look here, so I don't know, it looks a little celestial, but that's your ones and your zeros, your Z, your X, your Y, your brackets, and like your A, I, O, U, Y. Mm-hmm. So then you have your circles, squares, and your triangles, which is your most basic system. This is basically a molecule, or your Bermuda. Making it bigger, now you have a molecule. Small pieces go around a circle. Therefore, that is your system, your solar system, or your solar plexus, your chakras. And so then you have a pivot system where you go up and down at a parallel level. So your parallel universes, which are these ways, right? And so when you go along parallel lines, that's how you reach a third dimension.
Right.
We can't imagine a fourth dimension because it'd be like somewhat looking into a mirror, and it'd go infinitely on and on and on and on and on. And you could do that with basically any shape. And we do that with a circle that spins around so fast that we see a circle at 3 points. 1, 2, 3. Another 1, 2, and 3 creates a world, planet on an axis, which is your looping system. Now, it's hard to tell where a loop is because of blind spots. But if you have someone like me who can divinate, it's not hard to tell where to put that erasing point to create that new fresh quantum loop, right, which is your fourth dimensional layer or your astral projection. Now, they talk about pyramids or pharaoh, right? You look about a lot of Egyptian or like old legends about skinwalkers or wendigos. Familiars, okay. So firm liars, or firm, like a something very sturdy,
right?
I, and then ill, which is like your sight, and then your illnesses, and then ERS. So your ers are supposed to be how we divinate naturally, but we created ings, which is profiting.
Right.
And that's where you reach your economy system, where you see these big pop stars thriving to try and get out these messages that they have these voices in their head. They just find a way to creatively output it. And so like a lot of our world is driven by Satanism, which is your water of your covenant, or your water of your womb is thicker than your covenant of your choice.
Okay.
Blood of your covenant. So the blood of your family is better than who you're given, which is against everything we live for naturally in our pecking order. So they cut ties at birth and they set it in stone, exodusly. And then they write a story about it biblically where a father came down from the heavens and magically got his daughter pregnant. And that's where you reach Jesus, which is your lessons of sinning. And that's why they tried to string them up so that they could end sin, and it never ended, right?